Shalom and greetings to you all. Hope you all had an awesome 10 days of awe. Let's have a quick show of hands. How many of you had people come to you and ask forgiveness? Not too many. Okay, did you grant it? Why not for those who didn't? How many of you went and asked another for forgiveness? That's all? Did you get it when you asked? It's amazing how few people avail themselves of this great opportunity to partake in a truly healing event, the forgiveness mechanism. There's only two biblical characters who ever did. When you look at the events of their lives, the way the events impacted who they were, what they became, what happened as a result of their forgiving, you would think everybody would jump on that bandwagon. Those two were actually related. Esau, one of the most reviled of biblical characters, and Joseph, the great dream master. But of course, if you go back far enough, we're all related. Of course, subsequent to them, Christianity based itself on an individual asking God to forgive all of mankind for their ignorance. So it's incredible that you do not forgive a part of yourself when someone comes to you, because we're all connected. And in forgiving another, you're forgiving yourself. You all have that great gift of God to forgive. Use it. Now we read the Torah, the book of instruction. We do it every year. Not like a novel that you read once and you put away. We read it with the knowledge of what's coming because we know everything that takes place. But instead of ruining it, it is enhanced. We see it differently. We learn more, understand deeper, follow with just a little bit more appreciation, maybe more intention. And we will begin it again in 2 weeks. But before we do, let's take a quick minute to highlight some of the amazing things that we've discovered during the year that we've been together on this great journey, especially while taking some time each night in our booths this week. And I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me on this journey. Maybe you skipped a few, maybe you listened or watched, some here, some there. Maybe you stuck with me the whole year. Thank you for sharing your sacred time with me. So whether it was your first or your 3,000 and something time reading it, here's some of the great takeaways from this year. Never judge by appearances. Or as we like to say in this day and age, a book by its cover, although people don't even read books anymore. God does not judge based on looks or height or stature. God sees into the heart, as he did when he picked David to be king. And he knows the potential that lies there. Look into your hearts and the hearts of those around you. Always strive to take the high road. Circumstances sometimes put us in a position to take revenge on slights that we perceive as having been done to us. But things happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. When you take the high road, you sometimes feel like you're losing a battle, but you are winning the war of morality. Third thing is, it's safe to be emotional and to feel all of your feelings. The great King David was the Bible's most prolific author, a warrior and a king. But we feel his feelings when we read the Psalms, and you can see it. It's okay. Let your feelings out. Our great strength is actually when we are most vulnerable, not least vulnerable. Which kind of leads to the next one. Don't worry what others may think. Trust yourself to know what's right. Trust others to know you and who you really are. And in trusting yourself, never be afraid to think outside the box. Obvious solutions are not always the best. Do not be afraid to be creative. Finally, my friends, love your family. Many in the Bible suffered at the hands of their families. And many of you may have suffered at the hands of yours. It's okay. Protect yourself, but do not judge. Be gentle with those you're related to. Sometimes it's their own angers and fears that are being expressed. Treat them with love, as hard as it may be. Now, we've said goodbye to summer, and we think of the fall and all it heralds, the harvest, Thanksgiving, coming up only a week away. The preparation for the earth to sleep, to rejuvenate, to go through its own temporary ceasing. And we're now at the beginning of the Gathering Festival. Sukkot is one of 3 gathering festivals it's called for. It entails building a hut or booth or sukkot, which comes from the root word covering, and spending the week dining and sleeping in it. And just as it is a festival of gathering, we gather in a group celebrating as a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith. Any and all faith, love, any and all love. Seeing the commonality of all, the preciousness of each, because we are a community, my friends, a chavura, a fellowship. As we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes, unites us all in this community, house of spirit, Beth Ruach. As we share and bring light, we keep fear at bay. So once again, please do go ahead. Invite everybody you know, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, or spiritually, to gather and share from Psalm 133. The Hine Matov come together. Hine Matov. Hine Matov. How good and pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. 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 Together. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is your setting aside a little bit of sacred time in your sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. We all believe in something. It's part of your kavanah, your intention, that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention are the roots of what you can control, of what you can correct. Your attention sets in motion everything that occurs in your lives, my friends. Let's take some time now. Let's use that intention, send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. Healing and renewal for everybody. It floats through space, finding those in need, so send it out for those you know and for the souls and spirits of everybody you love. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love, or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world, the tikkun olam, that's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We have to help heal the world. We must each do what we can to improve and change our little corner of the world. As we change ourselves, we change the conditions of life. And a part of the healing of the world is when we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal, goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. Let's all send energy out for the people in need everywhere. Special thoughts and prayers for those in special medical condition. We pray for those who need prayer because prayer is an effective method of communication with God, of entreating, of helping ourselves and others. We don't have to know them. We want health, recovery, good life for everybody around us. For dear Dave, for Snoopy and Gloria, for Kay, Pam, for the fairy godmother, and for Doria, for Terry, the D-man, for Ronnie, Johnny, Maria, and for Nina and Danny, for all those suffering and in need. Let's not forget to include those familiars of our lives. All of our sacred animal friends everywhere, for everybody you know in need, for the whole world, and for Rosemary. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit. And spirit, my friends, never dies. Avotenu, Makor, Libotenu. May the source of strength bless the one who's before us. Help us find the courage, make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. And I say, Amen. Mishmera, let us all have our spirits renewed. This is the great prayer for healing. Call upon God to heal as He's healed before and will again. Mishaberach, may He who bless, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. And we share and care by inviting people to share our sukkots with us. I know people who relish the ability to engage in this holiday. It's their favorite. It's a wonderful holiday for the engagement of the imagination. It's a peaceful time. You sit back in your booth and share and contemplate life and all its idiosyncrasies as you look out at the moon and the stars and you let your imagination run wild. Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar. Can't be better off than you are. Or would you rather be imagination? You could be a mule, a pig, a fish, a horse, any of a myriad of God's great creations. The goal is spend as much time as possible in the sukkah and let your mind drift. Depending on, when it falls in the Northeast, it can be easy or more difficult, depending on the weather. I know very few people who take all their meals or sleep at the sukkot. But you could take a nap. You could look up at the sky. You could be a part of the universe, even for a couple of minutes a day. Now, we talked last week about how sometimes biblical transposition errors change the meaning of things. And I gave a couple of examples we occasionally run into in English in our normal life, like Santa and Satan. Well, here's another. Sacred, which can sometimes be read quickly as scared. And those two often do go hand in hand. We often fear the sacred. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. So scared. So scared. Every day of my life, just manage to survive. I just want to stay alive. We get scared. And as we gather for the sacred time, there is nothing to be scared of. This is the time of the year we gather in our hearts, our booths, our sukkahs, when we share meals with some friends. All right, it's really built around guests and inviting them. We shake the four species in all directions. We're going to talk about that. And we celebrate the joys of all the things I just mentioned. We celebrate life, God, spirit, freedom, family, love, and especially love. No matter what else is going on, my friends, there is always love. All my little plans and schemes, lost in some forgotten dreams. Seems that all I really was doing was waiting for you. No need to be afraid. No need to be afraid. It's real love. It's real, yes. It's real love. It's real. Real love, it's all around you. Take it in, give it back. Now, you're often going to hear this holiday of the Feast of Booths referred to as the Feast of Tabernacles. Although rarer, you might hear it called the Feast of the Ingathering, and that really is rare. It's a biblical Jewish holiday celebrated on the 15th day of the month of Tishrei. And so it's 5 days after Yom Kippur. And generally, as I said, you can count on the middle of a month, the 15th of a month, to be a full moon. Now, most holidays are either at the beginning or middle of a month, a new or full moon. And this holiday is the celebration of guests and welcoming them into our homes, our booths. As the great poet Khalil Gibran said, if it were not for the guests, all houses would be graves. This year, like last, we don't always get together with everybody that we can, but each person must do what's best for themselves. Try and welcome the guests of your life. Now, throughout time, both as individuals and through group exiles or migrations, we're all contributing to the world through personal characteristics that we've acquired because we are a migratory society, and that has been by way of guests. We, being them, we welcome them. Loving kindness, strength, splendor, glory, holiness, eternity, sovereignty. These are all the gifts we get. We were homeless wanderers. We learned to inculcate these characteristics in our lives from every place we went and all the people who we met. So we perform a short ceremony to welcome guests, real or imagined, and you'll often hear it referred to in Aramaic, ushpizin, which is simply the word for guests. On the first day, we say, I invite to my meal the exalted guests, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Aaron, and David. May it please you, Abraham, my exalted guests, that all other exalted guests dwell with me and with you. Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Aaron, and David. And each day a different one of the 7 is singled out in order. Now as times change, customs change. And so of late it has become popular in many circles to invite matriarchs and other important women of Israel as guests. Sarah, Rachel, Rebecca, Leah, Miriam, Abigail, Esther. And they would either be paired with the men or on their own. Now I know you all know most of those names. You probably know all of them except one, Abigail. Abigail was one of the wives of David, considered one of the foremost beautiful women in the world. I agree. And also one of the 7 Jewish women prophets. Now I know most of you can only think of Miriam as a woman prophet because we read about her being a prophet, but there were others: Sarah, Devorah, Hannah, Abigail, Huldah, Esther. And Miriam makes the 7th, so 7 women prophets. The emphasis for this week is on guests. And you certainly get bonus points for inviting people who've never been in a sukkah before. Now, of all the Jewish holidays, Sukkot, which is simply the plural of sukkah, is the only one whose date does not seem to commemorate a historic event. And the Torah refers to it by 2 different names: Hag HaAsif, the festival of ingathering, or harvest festival, and Hag HaSukkot, festival of booths, each expressing a reason for the holiday. In one case being a temporary dwelling, in the other, the cloud that covered the Israelites on their flee from Egypt. Either way, it comes from the root of the word for covering. On the first day of the 7th month, we had horn blasting and healing. It commenced the 10 days of awe, judgment, introspection began, which led us to the 10th day of the 7th month, the Day of Atonement, when the judgment was sealed, and we were then told on the 15th day of the 7th month about this holiday, Leviticus 23:33. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, On the 15th day of the 7th month is the festival of booths. 7 days for the Lord. Shall live in booths 7 days. Every citizen in Israel shall live in booths, so your generations will know that I had the children of Israel live in booths when I brought them out from the land of Egypt. I am the Lord, your God. On each day of the holiday, it's mandatory to perform a waving ceremony with the 4 species. You hold them together and you shake them. There's 4 species of plants, and that's known as the arbamim. And it consists of the palm, the myrtle, and the willow, which form the lulav, together with the citron, which is the etrog. So those are your 4 species. Now, of course, there's theories as to why each of the species was selected. And one of them suggests that they represent the makeup of man. Another suggests they represent the characteristics of man. They're all found in Israel. The palm branch refers to the backbone of man, and it stands for his uprightness. It can produce tasty fruit, but it has no scent. And so it represents those who have knowledge of the law but lack in its performance. The myrtle leaf corresponds to the eyes, and it signifies enlightenment. It has a strong scent, but no taste. And so it represents those who perform good deeds but actually have little knowledge of spiritual law. The willow represents the lips, the service of which is in prayer. It has neither taste nor scent. It represents those who have no knowledge of spiritual law, have performed no good, and we all know people like that. The etrog, the lemon, the citrus, refers to the heart, the place of understanding and wisdom, and it has both a pleasing taste and a pleasing scent, representing people who have achieved knowledge of spiritual law and perform good deeds or mitzvot. Your goal, of course, is to be an etrog, but if you cannot be governed by spiritual law and the power to do good, then be the myrtle. Regardless of your level of spiritual knowledge, open your heart and do good. You can always learn the law. And we bring all 4 of these types together to remind us that every one of those people is important. We must all be united. And when we engage them and sweep the negativity away from us, we do it in each direction. It cleanses everything around us. We use 6 directions: east, south, west, north, above, below. And it represents 6 emotions: harmony or peace, kindness, connectedness, discipline, perseverance, submission. According to the Kabbalistic explanation of the Middle Ages, after each movement, the lulav and etrog are brought towards the heart. It's like fishing. You cast out the rod and you bring it in. And each time the motion is shaking would be like casting and drawing in, casting and drawing in. You reach out, you pull in. Now the 10 days of awe were about cleansing. So maybe we take the 4 species and we make them like a broom to sweep away from all directions the remnants of any of the negativity we were busily cleansing ourselves of. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred, not scary. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life, the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe, because we set in motion everything that happens in our lives. It's our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. It's all linked. Now, you always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You have that gift. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person, and ask forgiveness. It didn't have to be on one day. Do it all year. But do it with sincerity, accountability, vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So keep on dreaming, my friends. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. Let's hope that all people everywhere know peace this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet your mind, because the deepest source of your real power lies in your consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. You may not realize it, but you're forever blessed. You have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Health, love, and renewal to everybody. We're all connected. We're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. And be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you, whether you know it or not. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive. And keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. And listen to the voice of God, because God is always talking to you. You're now spending a week in your hut. You're fishing with the lulav and etrog, casting and drawing into the heart. There were 2 old middle-aged men. They were sitting in the corner of the bar. They were lying about what wonderful lovers they are, bending each other's ears, bending their elbows too, holding their arms apart, the way that fishermen do, singing, you should have seen the one that got away. Yes, you should have seen the one that got away. And that, my friends, was written by the great Steve Goodman, who gave Jimmy Buffett his first hit, originally released under the name Freddie and the Fish Sticks. Have a fantastic sukkot. Enjoy the sky. Invite a guest. Shake the sticks in all 6 directions and clear away the remnants of whatever you cleansed as you begin the year fresh. Shabbat shalom and greetings to you all. Take care. Bye.